So when we first started as cinematographers, we always picture ourselves on a movie set, sitting behind a beautiful RE Alexa and shooting the whole thing on our own. But what if I told you that we don't even touch a camera?
I'm on a break out of shame. You're gonna wish you never held me down. I feel the rush through my veins. Yeah, this adrenaline is kicked now. There's a killer inside of me.
We're at White Horse Ranch, my friends. I want to give you a quick preview of this where we're at. We're in the wild. This is probably real windy. We're in the wild. There's no power here. It's an old Western set. It's pretty freaking cool, honestly. I think this might be the coolest thing that I've shot. It's a really great location. What are we even filming? I forgot to mention that. We are filming a Western called No Good Legend. If I were to describe it, it's like a lighthearted Western film. That's all I'm gonna say about it right now.
You tell my mama I did what was right.
There ain't gonna be no trouble in here today.
I get to DP it the second day. Brittany was just the DP on the first day, actually doing a lot of the exterior. So shout out to Brittany. Okay, so yes, I am the DP today, and no, I'm not touching a camera. What does that look like? Because you think that a DP is always the camera operator and manning all the camera, but that's actually not the case, and I'll talk about why. So as the DP, you're in charge of the entire image of the whole film, right? So if, say on this example, we've got 2 cameras, sometimes 3 cameras running, how am I supposed to be like making sure that all looks good? So instead, we've got something called a camera operator. Yes, Kofi and Connor are A and B operators on this, and really what that looks like is me relaying to them, pan a little bit left, tilt up, change your focal length, do this, and then the camera assistants go to help them. So really, I'm just, in a perfect world, sitting behind the monitor, just calling all of the shots. And it's something that I go back and forth. I love opping. I love having my hands on the camera, but sometimes it's just nice to be able to really get that extra second to think about the creative, about the art of it all, and make sure that it all looks good. So we're loading in right now, and everybody's getting in position. Let's walk over to camera team right now. This is our camera team setting up while I run around and be a YouTuber, so you guys can come along with me. Alexa Mini LF is our main camera. Look at that beautiful guy, and then look at these guys. A Lumix GH7. You know, one of the cool things about the GH7 is that, yes, we're using Alexa and then we're using a GH7. You might be like, what the heck? But you can actually run RE log out of this to match up with the codec of this. And the day prior to production, we had what is called a prep day. And so we had the Alexa picked up from Boca Reynolds out in LA. And then they met us at Condor Blue headquarters to start building these out. Shout out to Condor for hooking us up with all the cages and hardware to make these rigs built out so nicely. And you can find Condor Blue and honestly any of the accessories and gear that we use in this video all on B&H Photo. Build setup right now, Alexa Mini LF, because it's beautiful and we love it. And we're pairing it with the Atlas Mercury anamorphics. So these are 1.5 stretch, beautiful anamorphics, fun character. We felt that it fit nicely for just this style of kind of Western grittiness that we're going for. And then really just us and the camera team and Brittany and I just went through and prepped out all of the cameras, testing out all of the lenses as well, and just getting everything ready so we can hit the ground running on day of production. 2.84 split. No, that's a good close. So you put a +1, you're about right there. I'm wide open right now. Yeah. But it's just like a little soft on the...
Now my current predicament, it may look a little questionable.
Now, when it comes to my G&E team, grip and electric team, my lighting department essentially, that's another sub-segment of, I guess, my job. It's like you've got the camera of the operators and then the ACs, then you've got your grip and your lighting department. So I will also communicate with them what the lighting setup is going to look like. Also, a huge shout out to Chad, even though he's on his phone right now and doesn't know I'm about to do this, at Blackstone Entertainment for providing all of the grip and electric stuff that we are using today. So thanks to Blackstone Entertainment.
Thank you.
As the DP, I've put a lot of planning into this. I've seen the location. I've started to figure out where I want lighting to go. So I communicate that with my gaffer. Yeah, a lot of the conversation is going to be happening here. A lot of our motivation is coming from our 2 hot sources. We'll probably do these 2 and just leave that play. I say M40 here. We're going to do the 2600 here because this I see being dimmed a lot more for this edge. Yep. This one we can just probably keep constant. And then we'll probably just, for a key for them, just wrap like a Muzz cove here. Like bleach Muzz, then probably like, I don't know, 8x, 4x or vice versa, whatever. Just to like bring whatever's coming in onto this upstage. Other than that, I know I'll want to stick a mirror off of that to try to redirect, just to add a little texture here off of that 4K. And then that just goes down the chain of commands that way of like all the grips and the best boys and best girls. Really one of the most intimidating things when I was starting at cinematography, even years up leading up to now, I was really intimidated by the size and just the vast largeness of a film set like this. There's people everywhere. You don't know what the hell they do. There's big things, there's big trucks. It's scary. But it's really not. It's kind of just the same thing as our indie world scaled larger, and that's what I want to show you today. I want to bring you along to show what this environment is like, but also things to look out for. On the surface, this does feel intimidating, but it really isn't as intimidating. It is large and there's a lot more going on, but that's because one, we're battling sun, and two, we're shooting from further away. So when you shoot further away and you battle brightness, it just means inevitably you're gonna get bigger. But this is, let me give you a quick run through of what we're looking at here. We're still lighting, my genie is still inside lighting things up, but we've got this big bounce here. And to back it up, we're shooting inside. We're shooting in the saloon, this interior. So really what we're working with is shooting through windows. So this big bounce is gonna be the same as if you're in an interview using a little 4x4 bounce. It's just larger. It's taking more sunlight and pushing it through this window. Looking at this right here, this is an RAM40. This is a big light, it's a hot light, it's a bright light, but it's also expensive and takes a lot of power. So we've got this doing one window light, and the other one right over here is a Nanlux 2400B. Now this is an LED light and this is 2400 watts, but they say these two are pretty comparable. And pulling the saloon doors open and taking a look inside, I talked to my G&E team to use a lot of these Nan lights just to have really easy portable LED lights for the interior. So we had these Pavo Slims rigged overhead. We've got these little lights here. So our actor will walk in this door from here and walk up to the bar. So then they're having a dialogue with our bartender. So really you've got two individuals here. So that light is giving a little bit of a kicker, a hair light right there. And then that light is doing the same thing. And I've just got that set to the same coolness, as if light is coming through another window and creating an edge light to separate our talent from the background.
It all makes sense real soon.
I'm on a break out of shame. You don't wish you never let me down.
Oh, hold on, can you put it on my headset? There you go. Shout out to Hollyland. Hollyland is the provider of a lot of these comms here and the transmission that, well, okay, I can't hear this. The provider of the comms, the transmission, the monitors that we've got on the set. So shout out to Hollyland for being such a big supporter on this film. We've got these, I don't even know what they're called, but I use these comms in a lot of my sets actually, so we've been running around with them. And aside from the solid comms, you can't talk about footage without seeing the footage, so Hollyland also sent out the Pyro 4S as the transmitters that we had across the board transmitting feed, and then onboard monitors we had the Pyro 7s, which were 7-inch monitors with built-in transmission. So big thanks to Hollyland for helping out. As a DP for me, I used to not be as great at delegating tasks. I felt like I had to do everything, and that slows it down because you've got a whole team of people just sitting there watching you frantically run around, and you don't want to do that. So what does my chain of command look like? And by chain of command, I mean who delegates what to how to who, whatever. You know what I mean? So as a DP, my command comes from the director, who's Lucas.
I'm Lucas Colombo. I'm the director-producer of No Good Legend.
And then below that, I get my order. I'm getting creative with it. I know what I want. I've got the vision in my head. That's where it all happens. And in order to execute the vision, I need to communicate with my team the technical stuff. So I'm communicating with camera team. Give me the 36mm lens. I'm communicating with my lighting team. Let's put the Nan light through there. Let's put a mirror there. And this is what I want to do to execute this look. And then they take their technical craft and expertise to actually do that and really get that done. So they've got their own deal of knowledge as well. As the cinematographer, you're planning this well in advance to be able to really create this vision and create the story in your head. It's impossible to just come up with everything day of. So I've been planning for the past days and weeks of what I want to do as far as the lighting diagram, and I've created some rough diagrams to translate off to things. Communication is important across the entire board, every department, because that's what makes things go fast. You got to be attentive, you got to be listening in your comms, you got to communicate with everybody, like almost over communicating, honestly, because that involves safety and efficiency, and both of those are going to be very important to make this film happen. And the funny thing is about being a DP is that once you picture up a project and walk off set, it kind of moves on to this mysterious editing land where you don't really see the project or hear anything about it, and then all of the post-production magicians do their work. And that's the thing, is these post-production roles are equally as important as DP roles or director roles on a project. It's where all the magic comes together. It's where it gets edited, color graded, sound, music, all of the above. And I do want to mention that audio has been such a huge supporter on this project as well. When it comes to sound and the music of this project, audio has all of these resources at our disposal for the post-production wizards on this project. But it really is the most impatient waiting game that you play. You just kind of sit there and reminisce on all the behind the scenes and look back on it and just can't wait to see it out. And that's exactly where I'm at now. And it just makes me feel so grateful for all of the opportunities that I've been able to have. Thank you again to Condor Blue, to Craterr, for bringing me out and trusting me to DP this project. It's just really heartwarming that I get to be so creative with so many creative people. But things like this make me feel so appreciative and excited to keep going. No Good Legend, everybody, and all of the other creators that were on this film set just put out a video. I'm going to leave links down below to all of those as well, and a playlist, and I will see you guys on the next project. Good night, everybody.